had some great battles last time around. Barry Smith and Stu Dorr were the class act last weekend. Let's see what happens when the lights go out. We will go, and great start from Adam on that brilliant RSV4 engine and the Boss Engineering machine. So Adam Unsworth, Bryce Rose, they will lead into turn one. And pretty cool to see a V4 inside a sidecar. We've got Barry Smith and Stu Dorr there, second place. We've got good start from Spike Taylor up there in third place as well and challenging Barry. So Spike with Kelly Pitt on board and up the inside into the S's. So change for second position, and Spike on the Penrite mobility wire wrapper machine will find himself up into second place. Kelly Pitt doing the passengering for him this weekend, and Andy and Tina they're going to try and go up the inside into turn number 4, but can't quite get it done. So some great fights going on already, and all while this is happening, Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose on the Boss Engineering Aprilia, they fly off into the distance. So this should be very, very exciting to keep our eyes on here, Spider.
Indeed, and it's given them a break at the front. Those 3 bikes, 3 wide, coming out of Higgins. It is the Carl Cox Motorsport, the sponsor of this class. Hope you're listening, Carl. If you're not listening live, I know you'll be watching it in a few hours when it's put back on the internet through Ctas Live, www.ctaslive.co.nz. But a great battle, particularly going on there for second. And it is Barry Smith, who's in his late 60s, early 70s, and this is the actual lap record holder at Manfeild here. The lap record was set by Tim Reeves and Mark Wilker, 6 times at the time new world champion. It's unlikely to be ever touched again. 108.958. It was just absolutely spectacular watching it going on. Right now we've got some spectacular racing. Spike Taylor's dropped off back to 4th place. Here comes Andy Scrivener and Tina McEwen. Tina's got a crook shoulder and that, and all the bike shakes all over the place. So he's aware of that, but Andy Scrivener, about 8 or 9 times New Zealand sidecar champion, seems to be struggling a bit. Lost that back end coming through Splash there. He's got the same lightweight passenger on his head for a while, but and he'll possibly struggle with strength towards the end of the race. But in the meantime, it looks like the Carl Cox Motorsport team, the number 73 bike of Barry Smith and Stu Dorr, closing in on the lead. It was about 0.87 of a second across the start-finish strike, but I'm going to say that's 0.1, and that Carl Cox machine seems to be faster than the Aprilia V4 down the back straight there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, talking to Baz, and he said that thing's a weapon in a straight line. Really, really happy with how it's going, and it's been a lot of hard work and dedication to get it to where it is now, and some help from City Honda, and of course Carl Cox, the man who's done so much for New Zealand road racing. So a big shout out to the City Honda team, talking to them, and they also give a bit of hand to Mark Perry and the Bears as well. So cool to have our sponsors getting in behind making this happen. But this is a full 3-way fight now. Adam Unsworth, Bryce Rose, they are just a little bit better out of the corners, being the V4 engine, but Barry and Stu there, they'll be looking to get the job done down the centre straight or even down the back straight. Andy and Tina, very experienced combination now, 2-time defending New Zealand sidecar champions. So they find themselves in a 3-way tussle at the moment. Spike and Kelly there in 4th place after a pretty good start from them. And then we look at the 69 machine. That's the CTR Formula 2 entry, Mark Hall and Michelle McLean. Michelle, first time ever at Manfeild, talking to her and really enjoying it. So learning as she goes, and pretty cool to be at the front end of the F2 class at the moment. So we have a look at that battle for the lead. It's still with the number 12 machine, and I tell you, ominous signs, that's another hole shot for that number 12, which will bode well when we go to the streets of Wanganui. He'll be quite hard to pass if he gets some hole shots around the streets there, Spider.
Yeah, Adam used to have the passenger on the second bike there, Stu Dorr, swinging from a number of years. Stu decided to retire, but pulled out of retirement this time round. Last lap, 1:13.7 for Scrivia, 1:13.7 for Barry and Stu, and a 1:13.7 now for Adam Unsworth. So outstanding there, the quickest lap of 1:13.620 in second spot. So Barry Smith was about 3/4 of a second slower in the last race, but he is last lap, but he has now pulled finger out and leads this race by about 70 or 80 metres. Here's Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose on the number 12 machine, 100 round. Adam used to race in the late 80s, early 90s, went over to the UK and bought a sidecar, and there's some nicely prepared bikes in the pits, but this one, prepared particularly by Vince Sturr, is just, he's an aircraft engineer, and the whole team just works so well. The Aprilia suffering last year from tip sensor issues. Sometimes you've got a tip sensor that tells you the bike's gone down. It's just a pendulum, but this actually wants to know the angle of it and all. So they suffered all season long and didn't actually manage, I don't think, to finish a race, but they've got that sorted. That's all behind them. But look at the way Barry Smith on the Carl Cox Motorsport machine has just disappeared off into the distance on the number 73 bike, also helped by City Honda, super finishing Protect, the Sidecar Shop, Shine Biz, and Susie. Gary Goodfellow, hope you're watching there, Gary, on Ctas Live. You might even be around the track, but look at this, a class act, a 1:13.620 last lap, a 1:13.3, in fact it's a 1:12.367, that's over it. Lap a second quicker there. Adam Unsworth a 1:13.739, a 1:13.708 for Andy Scrivener and Tina McEwen. Not much in it, but you can see on the track there's about 100 metres. But I reckon Andy Scrivener and Tina McEwen are struggling really to get out that Toyota quarter. It's almost like they're in too high a gear, but or is it just the big V4, the number 12 Boss Engineering bike that's got that torque to get out of the corner, Brad Ritchie?
Yeah, I reckon that's definitely a big part of it, and I reckon, yeah, this is going to be frantic around the streets of Wanganui. Can't wait to get there. It's on the 26th on Boxing Day, so we're not too far away now. Barry Smith and Stu there. This is a great pairing. Haven't been together long, but already out the front end of this one. So Adam and Bryce there, second place. Andy and Tina in third. We go back to Spike and Kelly. They're in fourth place, but they've got a pretty comfy margin. Back to, I think, the number 67, the Noble shed entry of Dave MacArthur and Doug Corns. Good to have them. A new pairing for this season as well. We've got the first of the F2 machines with Mark Halls and Michelle McLean on that bright orange and blue F2 machine, and then it looks to be Tracy Bryan and Joe Mickelson, another of the F2 machines on the Carl Cox Motorsport, coming down the centre straight. Alongside them, the 45 of Bryce Rickard and Darren Prentice. So some good battles, two different classes out there in the same race, but we got F1 and F2 out there, Spider. And Adam hasn't let Barry get away too far here, Spider, so with 3 laps to go, still not done and dusted for Barry.
No, and he's just poked in his fastest time, a 1:12.993, as has Bryce Rickard and Darren Prentice, the two with the fastest times in the last lap. But it's still not as quick as a 1:12.617 for Barry Smith and Stu Dore. They're controlling the race out here. They've got about 2.1 seconds between first and second, so they'll get the information for the pit board. In fact, as I look down, the pit board is coming out. Oh, that's for Tracy and Joe. The same pit board was probably be used for the lead bike. So that'll give them the information how many laps to go. Indeed, it is 3 laps to go, and also how much of a lead they got, so they can control that. I talked to Barry last weekend. I haven't seen him ride for a while. I said, "You're just so smooth," and he says, "Smooth as fast." He's been around the scene, raced in the UK for a number of years, came out and had a massive crash and broke quite a number of vertebrae at Ruapuna about 3 or 4 years ago. But it was amazing to see a man just come back and just, it gave him focus, but come back, and he's dominating this at the moment, a 1:12.004, and that is Barry Smith and Stu Dore. That's the fastest lap of the race so far, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, 3.2 seconds now the gap, so that's definitely stretching out every lap. So 3.2 seconds and then another 9.4 seconds back to Andy and Tina. So pretty comfy pace now, Barry Smith and Stu. Some great stuff there. We go back to second. We're still the Boss Engineering Aprilia, and Andy and Tina definitely dropped right off the pace they had right at the start of the race. So not sure. They're both nursing shoulder injuries and haven't had a lot of bike time. So just out there circulating, getting some valuable time in before they try and defend their title at NZSBK. We've got Spike and Kelly. They'll be appearing up at the streets of Wanganui. So that's why Kelly's on the machine today. He's had a number of different passengers already this summer. Yeah, finding his feet now there. Good 4th place. He had a couple of 4ths last weekend as well. Good stuff from Spike on the Penrite and Mobility Warrior entry. Got a little battle going through the S's, but they're 2 different classes. It's Dave MacArthur and Doug Corns, and we've also got the number 69, Mark Halls, Michelle McLean in there as well.
Oh, look at that big fire down the front straight. That's impressive. There were a fire extinguisher up there. Hopefully they'll recall that. That's not much fun. So big fire going down the front straight. They pulled off there. The fire extinguisher will be coming out. The boys run away. That's the number 45 machine. So they had a problem earlier on. They've run off into the thing. The smoke looks like to be reducing. So we now have a red flag situation. So Barry, what happens is if you've done 65% of the race is declared when it is red flag. So very quick reactions there from the management to pull the red flag out there. And oh look, this is going up. This is well on fire. Anyone got any sausages to put on there? Not your sausage, Jared Glove. We don't want to see that out. And oh dear, that's not much fun. That's
Yeah, Marshall's on the scenes. That fire's just getting put out at the moment. That was quite a decent fire, so a bit of drama. And we've got a red flag situation, so with 1 lap to go, that will be a declared result. Barry Smith and Stu Dorr will take the win ahead of Adam Unsworth and Bryce Rose. Andy Scriven and Tina McEwen will round out the podium. And we have a fire down the front straight. That is the number 45 machine. Bryce Rickard and Darren Prentice, they were doing quite well before, and there, that's not what we want to see, but the Marshals quickly on scene and got that fire under control. So we'll have a bit of a break on our program where we will just make sure there's no debris or anything around from that. They look to have managed to get that on the grass, which is a good thing to do, and a credit to the Marshals for being on scene with a fire extinguisher as well. So we'll cross down to Neil. He'll have the podium down in pit lane, and that one there with 1 lap to go, that will go back a lap, and the result will be declared, I believe. Barry Smith, Stu Dorr, Adam Unsworth, Bryce Rose, Andy Scrivener and Tina McEwen rounding out our podium for our Carl Cox Motorsport F1 and F2 sidecars. Interesting to keep an eye on our F2 class as well, with Mark Hall's Michelle McLean winning that F2 race ahead of Tracy Bryan and Joe Mickelson. And we've also got Jim Bilby and Bruce Roberts out there on another F2 machine as well. So keeping an eye on all our battles as we see them unfold. And there we go with this one here. We'll keep an eye on this one. Go down to Neil in pit lane, who will do our podium. And thank you so much to Carl Cox and all he does. Carl Cox Motorsports bringing us F1 and F2 sidecars. Good to be back racing at the New Zealand Suzuki International Series. We'll go down to Neil.
Well, certainly an example there, folks. More than a Woodstock festival as the guys quickly come out. Certainly the analytical work that they've got to do, and opportunity to check out tyre temperatures and the engine and suspension. So great to see.
Yep.
Bryce, you ready, mate? Bryce? That's better. Over here. Standing this way? Yep. Oh, hey, Ivan. Down here, look at this. Look, hey, big clap, big clap. How's that for Dad? Hey, that is just beautiful. Get a note of that. That is absolutely awesome. You stay right there, Bruce. I'll come down to your level indeed, because it's about kids today. Hey, what about the technology of this machine that you're on board now? Fantastic to see here in New Zealand sidecar racing.
Yeah, it's a pretty special thing to have a Aprilia on board with our team. It's the only one in the world to run a V4. So it's a first time for everything, and this is our first actual real meeting up against some stiff competition, and we're really happy with the way it's performing. Yeah.
Wow, off the line, that was just incredible, and they did the right thing moving over to steal that line going into the first corner. You must have been confident at that point.
Yeah, Adam's done it a few times. He knows what he's doing, mate. Yeah.
Hey, so cool as well to be here and looking at what's going on. He wants to hop on and have the helmet as well.
Yeah.
Budding new swinger for you?
Yeah, it'll be a bit lighter for me. That's what the pit crew wants, so yeah.
Hey, cool story. Well done to see indeed. Adam, revisited. How's this for sidecar racing, mate? This is rad, isn't it? This is putting a smile on your face.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that, does it really, you know? And, honestly, we're just loving this Aprilia V4. You know, it's just, it's something else. It's just such a fantastic engine, you know? And it's really nice to, have something different, and sounding different and, and performing really well, I must say.
All right, hey, well, you took a little bit of a time out from the sport. Was it an opportunity to be rejuvenated? Did it encourage your vigour? You really still wanted to get back on a racetrack?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think once it's in your blood, it's there forever, isn't it? And, yeah, it's just loving being out there, and, Bryce is doing a fantastic job on the side. So, it's, look, we're improving all the time, and, what a difference a week makes.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll be looking forward to Wanganui.
Yeah, well, that's going to be different on this chassis. You know, we've not pedalled an LCR around there, and one of this, year of manufacture. So yeah, it's going to be totally different than my old Windle. But yeah, look, just another challenge to look forward to, isn't it? Really.
Beautiful words, beautiful words. So well done to the crew. Here we go.
Uno momento. Can I'd just like to say grazie and sempre ai miei amici italiani, Ciao, Luigi, Nicola, and also can I just give a big shout out to a guy called Mike Pon of the Shock Factory over in France for his help, and also to Tim Reeves. Thanks very much.
Oh, beautiful speech. Well done. Hey, give that man a round of applause, thanking the people that are making it happen for his sport. We'll do our number ones second, so we'll go over here. Andy, finally get to have a chat. Pretty cool kind of stuff. Things just didn't look quite perfect that time.
No, well, old K8 just can't match. No, yeah, no, the poor old K8 just can't match horsepower. These two things are too fast. Around a twisty circuit, I can stay with them under brakes and stuff like that. But when it comes to the long straights, I just get dusted. And I tried, but yeah, it just wasn't to be. And Tina was sort of like, I need to go to the toilet, so just call it quits for a while. But hey, just a big shout out to all the BSB guys, Sidecar guys over in the UK watching this at stupid o'clock in the morning in the freezing cold over there. You need to be here next year.
Yeah, nice words, nice words. We love having on board as well. So we'll see if we can get Tina over as well. We just need to be in the right place for a chat on this one. So awesome to see. First of all, Tina, Merry Christmas to you. Still fun sidecar racing?
Yes, still fun. Not so much when you get off and you're a little bit sore and achy and bruised and stuff. But hey, that's all part of the fun too, you know. Yeah.
Hey, what about the fact that we've now got some class machinery to line up? You've got to work hard. Easy for you like it used to be.
I know it's a lot harder. Yeah, he's certainly working me, and seeing these guys out there though, it's absolutely awesome. I honestly didn't think that we would be able to kind of keep up with the horsepower that they've got, but Squirry did an amazing job riding out of control.
You're so honest, and good to see. Hey, we're taking opportunity moving all around the place over here. Look at this. We've got Bryce with his family back on there. Look at this little man. He's got a need for speed of the highest calibre, so pretty cool to go. So, back with the boys. Well, I tell you what, if you'd have rehearsed the start, you did a terrible job. Should I say the end result was all right, but didn't start too well, boys.
Yeah, rubbish. But anyway, but anyway, yeah, it's always the end result.
Yeah, dead right. It does matter until the end, and that's the important feature of what we're doing. But what's it like to be swinging off this machine?
It's just a missile.
Yeah.
It's so precise, under braking. It's just, yeah, it's unbelievable. This thing can brake that hard. If you're not hanging on, you're off over the front. Yeah, definitely.
Good. All right, where to for sidecar racing? We've got people just raising the bar all the time. Isn't it so cool for our sport that we've got all of these guys doing it harder and better all the time?
Oh, definitely, Neil. You know, the profile of their outfits are getting up there now, and they look good, and it's better racing for everybody. The crowd are getting into it. Yeah. It's good for everybody.
Beautiful. Cheers. Thank you very much. Barry, Merry Christmas to you, matey. How was that?
That was good. We had to fight for that one.
Yeah, you did say.
Yeah, we're still trying to get to grips with this, getting this off the line, but we managed the launch, and then we just got a whole heap of wheel spin and went backwards. So it made for a good race though with Adam and Scrivy. So hopefully we'll get a slightly better start for race 2. But if we don't, then it's still going to make a good race for everybody. So yeah, it was good.
Right, you've made comment in the past that you don't mind the fact that you've got an F2 machine for Wanganui, but you're going to be back on an F1. How do you think it'll go at Wanganui?
Well, we spoke to the guys at the cemetery circuit, and they've made some real good improvements with the road surface. Obviously, we were a little bit concerned about the bumps and things because these bikes aren't really designed for streets. But now they've ironed out some of the bumps and things, probably feel a bit happier about riding this one.
Indeed, that wheel spin problem, and what's the secret for that? Just more practice?
Just got to get the brain in gear properly off the line, I think.
Hey, Maz, you've been a connoisseur of New Zealand sidecar racing. You've been part of the influx of cool people that have come across to teach us Kiwis how to do sidecars. Where do you think our sport is at the moment?
Oh, it's definitely on the up and up, sidecars. Everybody's raised their game, and I think sidecars in general over in New Zealand are really looking quite good now.
What about those comments from Scrivy before and saying BSB boys and the others over there, hope to see you here next year? You certainly support that endeavour?
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, get amongst some of them guys. we could probably, even at my ripe old age, I could probably learn a thing or two off them young lads. So yeah, it'll be good. Be good.
Be good indeed. All right, you going to win the next one?
I hope so. That's the plan.
That's the plan. Hey, well done. Let's hear it for our sidecar racing fraternity, folks. How good and well done out here to Baz and Stu. We love you guys and well done. So here it is, this beautiful sidecar shop machine, courtesy of Shusey, Shoei, ProTech, Sign Biz, the Carl Cox Motorsport machine in flying good form. Absolutely beautiful piece of engineering. Thank you to the sidecars. We knew we had a little bit of time to kill then, folks, while we'd recovered the fire burnt machine, and that's why we've taken a little bit longer. But you've got to be impressed with sidecars, and if there's any one thing I can encourage you to do is head to the sidecar pits and just see what these machines of. The